Hey y'all, well I'm out here this morning. I gotta get this huge garden cleaned out. There's all kinds of weeds in here, mostly just grass, hay grass. But I also gotta trim back these gumprina. They're flopping over and they need to be cut back a little bit. I got tons of work to do in here. And also I'm gonna be planting this little shrub in here. I'm gonna plant it somewhere right over here. But I got a bunch of weeds to pull. I don't know how long it's gonna take to do all this. But there's lots of pretty flowers in here too. Look at them sunflowers back there. So pretty. And the peacock flowers. Butterflies are liking that one. My esperanza is blooming now again. And the firebush is starting to bloom. Little birds are singing. Sounds so pretty. Alright, well let's get started. do the green area. I think it's gone. Like a maze back here, trying to get through to pull all this back here. I had to go get a bandana and a towel. It's literally like gardening in a sauna out here. I'm just soaked with sweat. I had to go get a hat on. It's so humid out here. My hair keeps sticking to my face. I cut these mealy blue sage back. That way they'll reflush at the end of the summer. They'll look real pretty. Probably going to end up having to move some of them because there's too many here. There's that one, these two are right in the walkway. that one and that one. So I probably need to move those two and just leave this one over here. Maybe, I don't know. I'm thinking about putting that dwarf yopon maybe right here instead of over here. But I'm not sure yet. If I put the dwarf yopon here, well then those I guess could stay because it wouldn't need a walkway then. But if I put it over here, then I would like to make this a little walkway maybe. I don't know. I probably should do the walkway on the outside of the bed actually. All this grass right here, I would like to make a little gravel walkway or something. And that peacock flower is crowding out that Blue Point juniper behind it. But the Blue Point juniper is still real small, so it'll be fine, I guess, for a few years. And then I'll have to move that peacock flower, I guess. Anyway, it is so hot out here. And it's still early. It's only 10 something, I think. Yeah, 10:17. And I haven't gotten much done. I've got a little done, but there's so much grass in here. Look at all that. See all that grass coming from the other side of the fence, that hay field? That's where it's coming from. It's just coming all into this bed. And I was gone for a couple of weeks in Austin, and then I had to go right back to Austin. So I hadn't had time to get out here and do much. And it's the rain then that we got, and we got another inch yesterday. So it just goes crazy. There's butterflies flying around everywhere out here. Oh, now I said that, they all disappeared. It's looking better, but I got a lot more to do. And I had forgot I had this planted here. This Mexican sage bush. I love how these Gumfrina just sway in the wind. So pretty. Oh, there's a butterfly. I love these peacock flowers. left out here until about noon. I mean, it was getting too hot to do anymore. So I waited until it's around 7 now. It's cooled off a little bit. So I'm going to try to get some more done out here before it gets dark. I still got a lot to do, but I'm just going to be doing this in sections anyway. But I'm going to see how much more I can get done this evening. Hey y'all, today is Tuesday already. I started on this Sunday, and then, well, I started Sunday morning, and then I came back Sunday evening, and I did come out here early yesterday morning, which is Monday, but that didn't last long at all because it started raining, and it rained off and on all day yesterday and today, but it's about 5 o'clock in the evening now. But I got most of this weeded out, so I'm going to put a little mulch out, and then I got these over here, these 2 hanging baskets full of vincas that I'm going to plant out in here. Probably put a lot of them over in this area because it's pretty open in here. And I already got a bunch of white ones over here. And over that way there's white and a couple of pink. But I'm probably just going to divide them up because there's probably like 5 plants in each one. So I'll just put a few over here and there, wherever, and then spread some mulch out here. Oh, damn it. Stand upright. Well, after 3 days of trying to get this done, I'm pretty much finished for now. I'm gonna have to get more mulch. I had 6 bags, but it wasn't quite enough to do everything. But it looks much better. It did look horrible. It was just all growed up with all kind of hay grass and all that. There's a big pile right back here is what I pulled out of there. A lot of it. Some of it I threw on the other side where all that hay grass came from. I love this. The structure of it, how the limbs are, so pretty. And then of course the pretty flowers. And then I had 2 of these Gumfrina in here, but the gophers got one of them. I hope they don't get this one too. But I see a couple of little ones coming up. I guess they dropped seed and came up. It looks like one right over there. And there's one right over here that's about to bloom, it looks like. Right here. And then of course I added those vincas I talked about. And then that is a plumbago I transplanted right there. And over there is a Esperanza, a little baby that was coming up right here. Or I'm pretty sure that's what it is anyway. It looks like it. It was coming up right over here beside this big Esperanza. So I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So I moved it over there. I don't know if it'll live or not. We're supposed to get more rain tomorrow or tonight. So hopefully that'll water that in and it'll be okay. But yeah, it looks a lot better. I got a little baby rock rose right here that I found over by my other bigger rock rose, and I transplanted it over here. And then these are just some type of native sunflower looking type plant. There's another one right down there. Same thing. And these grow wild all over down the road. So they might just take over this bed. I'm probably gonna have to be pulling them out of here all the time. And look at this. Darn gopher holes done throwed up since they threw these beds up. That first night after I started weeding in here. Early yesterday morning I came out here and I seen these 3 little gopher beds throwed up right here. I wish I could get rid of those things. I don't know what to do with them. I'm just gonna have to start planting all my stuff in wire baskets or something. Anyway, these plumbagos, they're looking okay. They got some blooms on them. But down on the bottom, they're getting, I guess because it was so growed up with all that grass in here, they started looking bad down at the bottom. I just trimmed a little of it back. They should bounce out of it. It should be fine. That Blue Point Juniper right there don't look too healthy. And I think it's probably gophers eating on that too. Maybe. Or the neighbor's dog coming and peeing on it. I don't know which it is. Anyway, I'm happy to finally get done with this, most of this anyway. For the most part, I'm done with it. The biggest part is done. I still got a lot to weed out down further down there. Down this way. But it's not as many plants in there. It's mostly bigger plants. It's like the Rocksteady Chase tree. A big lantana that I need to do a rejuvenation prune on because it got ate up with lace bugs or whatever they're called. It did a number on it. Look at all that damage. It's starting to try to bloom again now because I released a bunch of ladybugs on it. And I think it pretty much got rid of the problem, but it just looks really bad. So I'm thinking I'm just going to cut it way back. Same thing happened to this one. It it's looking bad too. But I don't really want to cut it way back. I'll just let it bounce out of it on its own. And then I have a pomegranate tree over here. And then a bunch of this hay grass growing up. So this is the next thing I got to get done in here. It's a big mess. And I did have a bougainvillea planted in here, but it's still alive, I guess, halfway. It looks terrible though. It's not doing anything hardly. And these are native, but there's some type of butterfly that's, see that? Butterfly caterpillar. It's been eating all over it. So I've just been letting them, because it will be a butterfly. And it's just loaded with these caterpillars. Look at all of that. So this is some kind of host plant, and it's native here. It looks ugly with them eating on it, but I'm sure they'll bounce back out of it. And it has real pretty yellow flowers. At the moment, there's not really. It's just a little bit of it left, but I may have a picture of it with the full flowers. Or wait, there's one over here actually. Turns thicker. Oh, look at that. These things are horrible and they hurt like heck. They're all out here. Let's see. Over here there's some. Oh look, that's the butterfly right there. That's the caterpillars that are on the other plant. Is for this type of butterfly. So the grown butterfly likes the flowers, but then they also lay their eggs on the plant and the caterpillars eat the plant. And they're a beautiful little butterfly. They're small. They're a small butterfly, but they're so pretty. Look at that. And then this is how, the little flower. It's a pretty plant. It just looks bad when the caterpillars are eating it. But it's a host plant for them. And they're beautiful little butterflies. So, and these are native. They grow everywhere out here. So pretty. Yeah, it's looking way better than it did. Here's another pretty butterfly on these peacock flowers. They like that. Well, thanks for watching.